Good afternoon. Well, actually, good evening, and welcome to a review of Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. Now we're on episode 8. Now I like to say this. I like to say this for a lot of things right now. What I'm gonna say may shock you. You know, for an isekai anime, every isekai we watch has this sort of MC going to another world basic, but the harem is there, even though the genre doesn't say harem. And then every time I watch this, I always thinking of that other harem show that is in my mind. Not Redo of Healer. I'm talking about Smartphone in Another World. And I watched that, looking back on that, I'm like, this guy got all his harem with a smartphone and he's not even smashing anyone. And then I'm looking at Raftalia and Naofumi from Rise of the Shield Hero because Michiro bought Roxanne and smashing her every single episode. Whereas now for me is concerned, I'm like, you got it, but why can't you do it? So so to me, it's like every isekai harem has already bought a slave, got their most girls, but don't do nothing. Whereas Michiro he has the fortitude to do all of those, all the above. Now, episode 8 had a lot of things. But I can tell you one thing though. This episode is like, you gotta sit down and just watch it with just one hand. That's all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's what the whole thing was. Just sit down and just watch it with one hand. That's all you need for this episode. But let's get right to this review of episode 8, because I gotta go a lot. So, after wash, rinse, repeat process throughout the entire 7 episodes, episode 8 kinda gave us something to learn about. Housing. Now, there's condos, house, apartments, all the above. And it's all about leveling up your boundaries in the isekai world. You don't want to stay in a hotel room every episode. No, you want to upgrade. You want to upgrade with like, instead of staying at an inn, get a house. Look at the Diablo in How Not to Summon the Demon Lord. He got most harems. He got I'll say at least 6 or 5 harems in the army, but he don't smash any one of them. But he can't even afford a house. He got to stay in an inn. But anyway, I could be wrong, but bear with me on this one. Anyway, he got a house. So after staying in the inn and facing all these monsters back and forth, going to the labyrinth and whatnot, he finally found he needs an upgrade. So what upgrade is? Get a house. Get a house finally. Because think about this. With all these girls he's getting later on, he gonna have to get a house. Because think about it. Imagine you in a hotel room and you hear all this moaning and you think to yourself, this guy got a lot of girls, how did he get this? And you're like, and you always bang, you gotta bang like, shut the fuck up. Those things. But now he improved on getting a house. And that's what this whole thing was, showing us how the economy works in these houses. But lucky for our Michiro to use his skill ability to get that shop lady to reduce the price. And I like the shop lady. You know what? I like the shop lady. I really do. I really, really do. Now, we find out about the town, this world that he's in, like, is counterclockwise. So there's 6 cities and the labyrinth is right in the center of it all. So to get the house going, he needs to buy furniture. It's like when you move. It's like before you move, you gotta know your area. So they found this house and the area looks okay. It looks good. You got the first floor, you got the second floor. There's no bath. You gotta he's gonna make his own bathtub, a big old bathtub. He's gonna get a furniture in, good values, all that stuff. That's the thing before you move, you have to look at everything before you even take a step, before you even think about if this is the right location or not. And can he use his teleport ability to go from one place to another, even though it has that, I forgot what it calls, cement something, but it's stopping him. But with his ability, he managed to go through with it. Now, again, the whole Labyrinth thing was for him to kill a caterpillar and get a string. That was all of it. I mean, imagine, and he practiced his Harry Potter fire thing like he's his first spell was fire with a Harry Potter stick, just like firebolt, fire. And I'm like, is this guy Belle from Dalmachi? Are we doing this? Are we doing this? Really? Okay. Back to what I was saying. Now we get to the remember I said this episode's good for one-hand purposes. That's what this was. I mean, the first episode, the first half of this was them once they got the place, they're like, okay, why don't we just fool around? Let's start the smashing. Let's do it. So they have the room key, and reminiscent of all the things that happened in that hotel room. Happened in that room the day he got Roxanne, the way, and he's smashing her again. And you gotta love the uncensored version. You gotta love it. Props for them to give us what we want. And the way he was washing her, like everything from here to here, even her butt, like even that, there was curves. She has that nice curve, and you just love that curve. I'm sorry, I'm going out of line, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Finally got the smash, and the whole censored thing. It's like, oh, master, that's my, and, they censored. But still, it was good to seeing Roxanne's gorgeous body, and especially her fluffy ears, her hair thing. I mean, it's something about her hair that screams like, you know what? They're like little clouds, you ever want to lick them? That's that. And especially her tail. She loved that freaking tail. I mean, we all love to stroke that tail, if you know what I mean. Now, I'm gonna get back to the shop, the shop girl. When she was looking at Roxanne, she's like, wait. I remember, because I have to go back a bit. Remember that moment when she was looking at Roxanne, like, oh, so that's why you want the house. Because she's thinking like, oh, they're gonna have kids one day. Well, I ain't gonna let that happen. But that's that. Now, after looking at everything, and the thing is, this guy, Mitro, he's okay with the things he buys, because if you think about it, like, okay, we're gonna buy furniture, but I ain't gonna carry furniture out here. I'm not gonna have them bring the furniture to us. I could just teleport and just go get the furniture. But imagine you and your girl in a room with him and Roxanne, and then all of a sudden he comes out through the door, teleport. I could see myself. Imagine that. Imagine right now the back. Imagine this is the wall right here, and imagine him walking to with his teleport magic. That's crazy. But again, his teleport magic is busted. Of all, still, it's busted. Now, after getting all the furniture, and using his water to have Roxanne clean, scrub the floor a bit, and then looking around at the place, looking around to see what to buy and all that stuff. As soon as they come back, they're about to kiss, and then cock block. I think this is the first time that they got cock block, because the moment he was all like this, like right here, boom, 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 furniture, cock blocked. I mean, Roxanne was so horny enough to do that. I mean, the full effects on her lips, her eyes, her body, it was so spot on. So spot on. And then they even got the bed. The bed. And I love how Mitro said, let's test this out. I'm sorry, but yeah, let's test out the bed. So rocking the bed. Just feeling the pressure of the cushion, the pillows, everything. What a way to end that with testing out the bed. I mean, but you gotta love Mitro's upgrade. He upgraded a lot from not being a virgin. I'm sorry, from being a virgin to not being a virgin. From getting one of the most gorgeous girls in anime, summer anime, you got Roxanne. And he upgraded a lot of weapons. He killed people. And when I said, and back to what I was saying, he upgraded from staying in on a regular basis, earning enough money, earning a lot of money to reduce the price of like $40,000 to get a house. Now that he got a house, he could get all his harems he want. And in fact, with all these rooms he could have one girl in that room, 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 and then smash each day of the week like you, and you. That's how he's gonna do it. Or have two beds and then just have both at the same time. Just have two beds, one room with two beds, and just go for both. All I'm saying is, Michio is stepping up his game a lot, no question. Now, later on, he'll have enough to make a big old bathtub, but we're gonna see more of that soon. But again, at least he upgraded. He going up, and like I said, this episode was really good. And as I said before, and I'll say it again, this was actually a one-handed episode. So if you could just, the thing is, we got two sex scenes in one, because if you think about it, every episode is always one sex scene. It's always that one fan service moment. But in this one, we got two for the price of one. So great episode for that. Thank you for giving that. So that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching this. Like I said, this episode was really good. I look forward for next week's episode of Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. I look forward for next week's episode of it, and I'm sure you will.